JoshGuindonPoker here, Salem Witch EMD, your World Poker Tour Club WPT Ambassador. Welcome in, friends, to episode 7 of the Bank Rolex Challenge with a Twist. At JoshGuindonPoker, we are building. We have a massive episode, a banger, huge pots against San Francisco 49ers legends, crazy bluffs, insane chip stacks that keep building. We have a World Series of Poker ring winner, a professional poker player, a legend in the poker industry, the week cooler, known player on the World Poker Tour. This is the most exceptional episode of the Bank Rolex Challenge with a twist that we have ever seen. Stick with us until the end. You won't want to miss every second of this episode. We will bring you the Sunrun strategy breakdown, mental game strategy, Stream Team family spotlight, many giveaways. This episode has it all. We're building at JoshGuindonPoker, and we're focused on you, the poker community. Without you, the poker players, we are nothing. As an ambassador of the World Poker Tour, representing ClubWPT, we're focused on giving back to the community we love. We've got insane giveaways. We're promoting live poker, sharing Sunrun strategies that have helped elevate me on the highest stages of the World Poker Tour. For the first time ever, a premiere. Super excited to share with you ClubWPT and community and members of the Stream Team family. I would love to introduce the host of this episode, none other than Brad, Mr. No Lenses, Braulio, 84 Nessar, your ClubWPT Stream Team family streamer, top-notch dude, crusher player, by my estimation, #1 season of any player ever in free rolls with 8 packages in 1 year. This dude is a living legend and is here with us today to help introduce episode 7 of the Bank Rolex Challenge with a Twist to you all. Make sure you give his channel a subscribe. I'll drop it on the picture here. His name is here on the screen. Write it down, click the bell icon, make sure you're subscribed. This guy has some really exciting content coming ahead and some insane poker segments coming to you, the viewers. Brad, how you feeling, my guy? So we'll hop right in. We come into episode 7, Bank Rolex Challenge with a Twist, plus $2,020, getting closer to our goal of $10,000 by episode 17, so we can give away $1,100 World Poker Tour Prime Championship seat this December at the Wynn, Las Vegas. First place over $1.1 million last year. Exciting stuff. I've given away 8 seats already. If you subscribe, you will have chances to win live seats, and if you follow what myself and others have done, we're talking truly life-changing money. Stick around to the end of episode 7 for all the giveaways and ways to win life-changing money here at JoshGuindonPoker. We're focused on giveaways, strategy, and entertainment. Episode 7 is an absolute banger. We have wild action, massive giveaways, strategy tips that have allowed us to go on what the World Poker Tour is calling a sun run. Before we get to the hand histories live from Bay 101 that you all love, the origin of the World Poker Tour, I want to start a new segment that I think you all will all like. I'm going to call this RunGoodRx, Doctor's Prescription for Poker Run Good. Insights into my sun run on the World Poker Tour. I want to talk to you about the various stages of the tournament. Early stage, middle stages, the bubble stage, late stages of poker tournament, and everyone's favorite, the final table. Early stages, first levels, often 150, 200, 300, maybe 600 big blinds deep, very deep stack poker. Patience is key. You want to focus on high implied odds hands. Pairs, looking to make sets, suited aces, suited connectors. If all your money gets into the pot with one pair like pocket aces, you probably aren't doing very well. You're focused on forming reads, recognizing patterns of the players, watching every action, picking up on bet sizing tells, slow and steady during this early stages of the poker tournament. Next comes the middle stage. Now we're down to 40, 60, maybe 80 big blind average stacks. Some people may have 150 big blinds. Some people may have 10 to 20 big blinds on the short stack. You really want to pay attention to every player in every pot and see who has the, quote, effective stack, which is the smallest stack involved in the hand. This will determine your strategy. If you're 150 big blinds deep and you're focused on deep stack play, you'll be against a player with 15 big blinds, a short stack, you will really be in trouble. As you get down to about 15 to 20% of the field remaining, you are nearing the bubble. Short stacks tighten, big stacks exert their power, and the middle stacks play pretty sensible poker. The size of your stack really matters here. Most players significantly tighten their ranges as they look to lock up a minimum cash, as often the money comes at 12.5% of the field being left. On the soft bubble, with a few players left, the importance of your relative chip stack is highlighted. Big stacks look to build, becoming very loose and aggressive. The super short stacks tighten up, only playing the very best hands. Middle stacks will have variable strategies, some tightening, some ignoring the bubble and hoping to build their chip stack. Paying attention to how players are playing is absolutely crucial. On the stone bubble, which is one player left before the money, you will see the extremes of ICM, which is the independent chip model. Short stacks may fold pocket aces, looking to double their money. The effects of various chip stacks are extreme. If you're a short stack, you are very forced to tighten up. As I like to say, under the forces of ICM, you often have to tighten up, but you can't stop playing poker. Now the bubble bursts. Now Matt Savage comes on the mic and he says, "Congratulations, you are all in the money. Your buy-in is approximately doubled." Play really opens up at this stage of the poker tournament. The short stacks want to double up. No one is folding. The pace is fast and furious. The medium and large stacks look to build, accumulate chips as they make a run to the final table. You will see a wide variety of play. Average chip stacks now may be 30, 40 big blinds, some as small as one chip left, or 100 plus big blinds. As the final 9 are solidified, the final table is reached. From 100s of tables down to the very last table, cameras are on, the pressure is high, hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, if you're lucky, millions. The World Series of Poker has a final table of 9 players, where the World Poker Tour highlights a final table TV of 6 players. Every player is highlighted as if a miniature feature film has started. Commentators turn on their mics. Friends and family assemble for support. All eyes are on the players and the action. There is nothing like a live televised final table. Strategy is very unique. ICM, or independent chip modeling, governs play like no other form of play. Ranges tighten. The players wait for short stacks to bust. The large stack exerts maximal pressure. The middle stacks watch a volleying of bombs and mortars being sent back and forth between the short and the big stacks, sitting back and watching the fireworks. ICM prioritizes much narrower ranges. Small pairs and suited connectors lose their value. High cards like king high hands and especially aces go up in value. The concept of blockers comes into play, which means if you have a card, the player you're up against is much less likely to have this hand. The pay jumps are huge. Just as the glory is all at the final table, so too is the money. The final table I made on the World Poker Tour, first place was $1 million, whereas the initial people making the money only made $1,000, a 1,000 multiple, 1,000x. Lights are on, camera is on, lights, camera, action, life-changing money. Play down to heads up and the winner will be elevated. Trophy presentation, 6 or even 7-figure scores. Your name will be cemented in the record books. On the World Poker Tour, the Mike Sexton Cup. Tournament poker, there's nothing like it. You'll navigate every level of the tournament. This was the first RunGoodRx, a doctor's prescription for poker run good. Stick around till the very end and we focus on giveaways. We will give away many seats live on this episode. A seat to a live World Poker Tour event. Stay tuned. Let's hop into the hand histories. We have 15 hands, hand history, strategy chat, massive hands, insights into my sun run on the World Poker Tour. We play against poker professionals. We play a massive pot, maybe the biggest one we've ever played, against a 49ers football legend. Action is wild in this episode. Strap in. We play $2, $3, $5, $10 action. Straddle is on. Some $20 blind raises from the famed Bay 101, San Jose, California. So many poker legends started here. Matt Savage, future Hall of Famer, Faraz Jaka, Taylor Black. The list is so long. Recently, YouTube famed two-card Tito, who is a legend on the YouTube streets, a Massachusetts native. All right, let's get strapped in for a fun one. Hand number 1, the legendary dealer. We look down at Ace of Hearts, 8 of Diamonds. Speaking of legends, this hand is brought to us by dealer Debbie, one of the original Bay 101 dealers. She told us of countless hands she would deal to Daniel Negreanu at the old Bay 101. She's an avid poker player herself, though she says she doesn't get to play as much as she'd like to. She does play limit poker. I bet she's pretty tough because she's an amazing dealer, sweet lady. She represents the legend that is Bay 101. So we've faced one limper to us in middle position. We are in the cutoff. We look down at 8 of hearts, 8 of diamonds, and we make it $25. The big blind calls, limper calls. Now there's $60 in the pot going to the flop, which is 7, 3, 4 rainbow. Checks to us. We've got an overpair. We continuation bet for $35. Big blind calls. Now there's $130 going to the turn, which is a 7. We bet $75 and we take down a small one. It feels incredible to be sitting in the seat, metaphorically, where Daniel Negreanu was a couple decades earlier, getting hand dealt to us by Debbie. What a legend. Shout out to Debbie. Hand number 2, 3-betting the locals. Ace of clubs, jack of clubs. We 3-bet Angie, very capable local player, as our new friend Sam extends his hospitality and orders us some lava cake. This is an example of playing in flow. Angie is a very aggressive, capable player who made it $25 from the hijack, and we are in the cutoff with a good hand that can navigate and has very good equity. A lot of metagame developing her here against her. She is raising wide. We look to isolate in position with a strong hand, and we raise it to $85 pre-flop, and she folds. Armen is an action player from Armenia, very capable, action heavy. Facing this board, we see 2 players all in. He commits several more $100 with middle pair and a flush draw, then spikes a 7 of spades to scoop a 3-way all in versus Sam and seat 1. We look to stack Armen later on. He's action. This is a fun, loose action game, crazy table. We said, hey, Armen from Armenia. We were introducing ourselves, and someone said, hi, my name is United from United States of America. So we're having fun. There's friendly banter. We all had a small laugh. And before we go on to hand number 3, a discipline fold. So we look down at King of Hearts, Queen of Clubs, $25 to us pre-flop. We're in middle position. We call. So there's 5 players going to the flop, $125 in the middle. And the flop is King of Spades, 8 of clubs, 6 of clubs. Checks to us. And we make it $55. There are 2 callers, so now there's $290 going to the turn, which is a 6 of diamonds pairing the board. Sam is a tight, aggressive player. He leads into us $205 all in. With a player behind us, a player who underbluffs, we make a trivial fold. The player behind calls, and there's a jack of hearts on the river. Sam scoops a $700 pot with his trips. He shows 5 of hearts, 6 of hearts. Nice hand, Sam. The other player said they had ace high, flush draw, and missed. This hand shows the importance of putting players on ranges, and we'll be able to navigate and being able to navigate and being flexible as each street changes. We went from top pair good kicker to facing a lead jam against a player who rarely bluffs. We were behind, so we made a disciplined fold, which turns out to be correct. Hand number 4, Armen and I mix it up. So there are many limpers. The straddle is on. We're playing 2, 3, 5, $10 action. We're on the cutoff, and we raise it up to $110 pre-flop with 5 of diamonds, 5 of clubs. Armen, who is playing wide, fairly passive and loose, calls from the button, as does the big blind. So now we have $360 going to the flop, 3 players. We're looking to play for stacks. And when the flop comes down, jack of clubs, 5 of spades, 4 of spades, bam! We flop middle set. We look to play for stacks, and we play it cool. We're reminded of when we accidentally stood up my now wife on our first date because I slept in longer than anticipated after celebrating my birthday. We had a date planned to the museum. Turns out I slept in too long, but we played it cool, and we recovered. We went to Kirby Ice House, and the rest is history. So sitting here with a set against an action player who plays very wide ranges, we want to choose a size where we can build the pot. Keep Armen's wide range wide. Don't want to price out any of his hands. We bet $75 into the $360 pot, and he is the only caller. So now there's $510 to the turn, and we bet $200 when a 4 comes down. Armen has evil intentions. He has that look in his eye. He decides $200 is not enough. We're sitting with the effective nuts. We're feeling giddy, playing it cool, no reads. He announces $400 total, $200 more to us. We contemplate our options. We decide the best course is all in, which we announce, and he snap calls. He asks, "Do you have a flush?" We assume he means flush draw, as there's no flush currently on the board. We announce full house, and he shows king of diamonds, 4 turn trips. He's essentially drawing dead. He has 1 out with the remaining 4. He requests a king, which would not change things. Like I said, he's drawn to quad 4s, which would be the last 4 in the deck. And the river is kind. The 7 of spades he has right at $800 total, and we scoop a $2,120 pot. That was a big one. So hand number 5, we look to focus on board coverage. So we look down at the beautiful 6 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds. Our friend Sam raises from the hijack to $20, and we like to make it $65 with our suited 1-gapper, 6 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds on the button. We want to have board coverage. Your opponent has to respect you in poker, just as they have to fear our checks. They have to know we can have any hand on any board. So there's $138 to the flop, which is 8 of diamonds, 4 of spades, 8 of diamonds, 4 of spades, 8 of clubs. We have 2 pair. We also have a range advantage as a 3-better in position on a board in which he has very few 8s in his range. We can essentially range bet, which means bet 100% of all hands we have. It's a very powerful play. 3-betting in position when you have the range and nut advantage, you can essentially c-bet all of your hands. Range analysis like this will be important if you want to level up your game. For our specific hand, this is also favorable. 2 pair. We c-bet 75 and we take it down. Hand number 6, massive pot alert. We play against a San Francisco 49ers legend. Hand number 6 is a fun one. Jay Brunetti, San Francisco 49ers head equipment manager. He was the youngest equipment manager ever in 1981 at age 19 for the then Washington Redskins, now the Washington Commanders. He has won 3 Super Bowls out of his 4 Super Bowl appearances as equipment manager. His famed career continued on in Houston with the Texans. I wonder if we cross paths. Fun fact, my emergency medicine residency group out of Houston, Texas, provided care at the Super Bowl when Tom Brady had his legendary comeback versus Atlanta Falcons in Super Bowl 51. So we look down at 7 of spades, 7 of diamonds. We are on the button. The under-the-gun player, very capable player, very thoughtful, makes it $25 pre-flop. I like to call on the button. The small blind calls, and Jay Brunetti, 49ers legend, who goes by JJ, calls in the big blind. So there are 4 ways. 4 players, $100 to the flop, which comes down Jack of diamonds, 2 of hearts, 7 of hearts, bam! We flop middle set yet again. So when it checks to me, I like to bet $50 into the $100 pot, and the small blind calls. JJ calls, and the initial under the gun player re-raises to $225. What's he representing? We think about it for a while. We suspect mostly he's got overpairs and is getting tricky. I decide after a brief thought to go all in. So I announce all in, and the small blind calls for about $130 total, and JJ calls. So now action is back on the under the gun player who's got quite a bit of money committed. He's got quite a tough decision. JJ in the big blind has about 1,400, and the under the gun player started the hand with about 800. So he is thinking it over. He's a very good player. He basically calls out all of our hands. He says, looks like you have a set. This guy might have top pair. Looks like JJ has a flush draw and maybe top pair also. So after a small card funeral for his probable pocket kings or pocket aces, he ends up folding. And the small blind calls for a total of $130. So we have a $3,300 pot, massive one. And we get a turn, which is the queen of spades, and an incident, inconsequential 6 of diamonds on the river. So the small blind shows 9 of diamonds, 8 of spades, who was all in for 130. JJ shows jack of hearts, 3 of hearts. Maybe a little too wide from the big blind, heads up, probably okay, but multi-way, when he flopped top pair and a medium strength flush draw, he decided his hand was too strong and he went with it. We coolered a legend, great guy. The whole time we were calling him Mr. Mountain View. We were calling this at the table for some friendly banter. Turns out, maybe the best equipment manager in the history of the NFL. It does seem likely, reviewing his track record. Massive pot against a legend, a hand I'll never forget. So hand number 7 comes against a famous player, John Dollinger, traveling professional, World Series of Poker, circuit ring winner, World Poker Tour final tableist, approaching $2 million in live tournament earnings. We have King of Spades, 7 of Spades on a board showing Ace, King, 7, 5, 9, Rainbow. We bet 75, and we are put all in by a $225 bet for 150 more into Jake Dollinger says, so if there's 150 more dollars to call into a pot of over $500, Jake Dollinger says, seems like a spot to make a sharp fold. I said, no, I'm not that good. He said he made some comments earlier about alcohol, and we announced, no way we can fold here. We're priced in. We state, I've been drinking too much water. On to hand 8, we lose a small one to a better 2 pair, which was Ace 5, beating our King 7 on the board of Ace, King 7, 5, 9. So on to hand number 8. The red-black game is on with the pro, Jake Dollinger. We look down at 4 of hearts, 4 of clubs. I've got red, he's got black. If there are 2 red cards, I win. If there are 3 red cards, I win double. Same for him with black. And we like to make it $65 with the 4 of hearts, 4 of clubs. From the button after the cutoff makes it 15. The big blind calls and the cutoff calls, so there's $200 to the flop, and there are 2 red cards and 1 black card, so we get 1. So it checks to us. We bet 75 on the King 7-5 board. Everyone folds, and we show the 4-4, the Michael Mizrachi. We want to establish a crazy loose image so we can get paid later. Jake the Pro tells us of a $60,000 river call he made with just King High correctly at a Mizrachi home game in Miami. Hand number 9 is an interesting one. This shows the importance of the concept of a delayed continuation bet. Hand number 9, we look down at the beautiful Ace of Hearts, 7 of Hearts in middle position. I raise to $20. And there are 5 callers, so there's $105 to the flop, and we get a black flop, Ace of Spades, Jack of Clubs, 5 of Diamonds, so 1-to-1, red versus black counter against the pro. It checks around, this hand, Ace of Hearts, 7 of Hearts on this board, just 1 pair, medium kicker. The hand is too weak to go 3 streets of value, so if you check a pair, this pair with a pair of aces with suited connectors like this, a suited ace rather, it's an excellent situation on turn and river betting. The hand is underrepresented, especially with our loose, bluffy range. We look to get paid off. So when the turn is the 9 of diamonds, we bet $45, and there is 1 caller, very capable female player. And now there's $195 going to the river. We ask for a diamond before the river is dealt, just kind of as a fun banter. And the river is a 2 of clubs, inconsequential. We elect to overbet. We bet $275 in the $195 pot. She tanks for nearly 2 minutes, minute and a half. She asks, why did you bet so much? She pays attention. She sees that we are bluffy, loose image, or at least that's what we want to convey. Maybe she has a hand like Queen Jack, King Jack, maybe pocket queens, maybe pocket tens. She tanks and she calls. We show our Ace 7, and our pair of aces wins. We scoop a $745 pot. That hand showed the value of a delayed continuation bet and taking advantage of our image, which we've conveyed as loose and splashy, but really we're going for value. So on to interesting hand number 10, which is the Jack of Spades, 7 of Spades. When the flop is King of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds, 7 of Diamonds, another red flop, so we're up 3-1 against the pro. This is a 5-way limp pot, so there are $55 to the flop. And the button player makes it $75 on the King of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds, 7 of Diamonds. We have 2 pair. Our hand is vulnerable. We are out of position. Multi-way hand. I ask him how many chips he has. This is the player who just said, I like your style. The way you play, your look, seemed like a genuine compliment. We'll take it. He says, all you can eat. He's acting strong. You know, usually when someone's acting strong, they're weak. So we raise to $215 and he folds. Our read was weakness, and so we needed to protect our hand and get value. So we elected to raise and he folded. So we take down a small one. So now interesting hand number 11 comes down. King of Hearts, 8 of Clubs versus the pro. The straddle is on. 2, 3, 5, $10 action. We are in the straddle. The pro makes it 20. And the button calls. I call $65 to the flop, which is King 7, 8 rainbow. Big flop. He bets $45. I check raise to $130 with our top 2 pair. He calls $325 to the turn, which is 9 of diamonds. Action goes check, check. River is a 2 of clubs. We bet $170 and he calls. We win a $665 pot. He announces that he had a smaller 2 pair. So now interesting hand number 12. We look down at American Airlines, the best hand ever created. Ace of clubs, ace of spades. We make it $20 from middle position. Small blind calls, big blind calls, $60 to the flop, which is 2, 2, 3 rainbow. We bet $25. We get 1 caller and $110 to the turn, which is a 10 of diamonds. And we bet $75 and they fold. Take down a small one. Hand number 13, there are 5 limpers to us in the straddle with the straddle on 2, 3, 5, $10 action. We elect to bump it up to $110 and everyone folds. We announce solamente $100, hand of the year, second time with the Michael Mizrachi. Shout out to WSOP and PPC and new World Poker Tour, or sorry, World Poker Hall of Famer Michael Mizrachi. 2 interesting hands with pocket 4s to honor Michael Mizrachi. Hand number 14 is an interesting one. It's a Queen of Hearts, Queen of Clubs from the big blind. We've got 2, 3, $5 action on. It limps to us. We like to make it $30. We get 2 callers. The flop is King 10, 8 rainbow. And the action checks to the river. The turn is a 7. River is 5. And we elect to bet $100 to pick up a little value, and they all fold. We had a marginal made hand on this board. Hand number 15 is the last notable hand. We look down at black 10s, 10 of spades, 10 of clubs, under the gun. And the straddle is on. 2, 3, 5, $10 action. We like to make it $35. Button calls, small blind, bumps it up. Action player, new table, new player just sits down at the table. We're now early on in the morning, approximately 8 a.m. And the small blind makes it $205. We call, button calls, now there's $615 to the flop, which is 10, 7, deuce, rainbow flop. Bam, we flop top set. Let's go. Flops and monsters this session. Lots of sets, lots of 2 pairs. Deck was just running over us. Massive hands. So when we flop top set, and he lead jams for $415, we've got one option only. We call, and the button player folds. So on the turn, which is the ace, and river, which is the 6, we scoop a $1,445 pot to finish off a fun session, plus $2,100. So that concludes the 15 interesting hand histories, massive pots, huge stacks, battling with pros, 49ers legend. Let me know in the comments which hand was your favorite. Also, let me know what hand you would have played differently. Comment below. Any comments in the comment section from this video will enter into a giveaway to win a live World Poker Tour seat this December at the Wynn in Las Vegas. Now on to a fun strategy session. I'm going to call this mental game strategy. So as a board certified physician practicing emergency medicine, I have prioritized mental focus as we have been running deep on the highest stages of the World Poker Tour. Previously, we have highlighted the importance of sleep and having a plan for food. Today, we highlight the dinner break. This is a make or break time. Well, you know, when you watch the pros on dinner breaks versus amateurs playing their first multi-day, multi-table tournament event, there is a right way and a wrong way to approach the dinner break. On the dinner break, this is a key time to recharge, relax, rest, regroup, get amped up for a final push of the day. Post-dinner are some of the highest value spots as people are tired, fatigued, not thinking clearly, sometimes quite literally falling asleep at the table mid-hand. On the dinner break, I think there are 5 key concepts you want to focus on. Number 1, food. You know, I do have a dinner. I have a full dinner. It's a long day. This is my real meal in the middle of the poker tournament. I focus on healthy food, light food, want to get some protein, want to get some carbs, not full of carbs, but definitely some carbs, protein, healthy, light food, well, a full meal. Second important thing I focus on during dinner break is socialization. It's a chance to interact, chance to connect, call your loved ones, call your friends, call your family, debrief, talk some poker, or talk about something completely outside of poker. Third important thing to do on the dinner break is focus on relaxation. Deep breathing, box breathing, the 4-4-4 method that we've highlighted previously. I do a mini meditation session with this deep breathing. This is balanced out with caffeine supplementation and other supplements, which we will touch on later. Fourth important thing I focus on during the dinner break is light exercise. I'll do a few jumping jacks, some lunges, a few jumps in place, get the blood flowing, do a little light stretching. Fifth important thing I focus on during the dinner break is music, pump up music. I've got a few songs I have set that I'm doing when I'm doing exercise and walking back into the tournament area. This gets the juices flowing again, the neurons connecting as we exit the lull that is the dinner break. You focus on these 5 things during the dinner break: healthy food, socialization, relaxation, light exercise, and music, and you will be a cut above the rest, cut above the average person on the dinner break, and be ready for a sun run of your own. So now I'd like to move over to the Stream Team Family Spotlight. This is an important one. Let's hop right into the Stream Team Family Spotlight here. Tonight I want to highlight 2 legends of the Stream Team family, John Miner and our runner 11. These gentlemen are very tough players, always running deep. When they're at my table, I know I'm in for a difficult time and need to play very cautiously because they have both been known to get my chips. Aside from how good of poker players they are, I really want to thank them for all the work they do on behalf of all of the club, World Poker Tour players, on behalf of the Stream Team family. These guys are doing such important work to ensure the Discord is running smoothly. Behind the scenes work they do ensures that our community keeps running. My hat's off to you guys. A big thank you on behalf of all of us. I look forward to future interactions with these great guys. All right, that was a fun one. Lastly, let's talk about giveaways. You know, through Bank Rolex Challenge with a twist, the total is below here. We've got a total of plus $4,120 through episode 7. Making good progress. We have a real shot to give away a $1,100 prime seat when we eclipse the $10,000 goal. If this occurs before session 17, we will complete before December 10th, which is the start of the Prime Championship. Subscribe to Josh Guindon Poker YouTube channel. Comment in the comments below about your favorite hand, and you will be eligible to win the prime seat. Also, follow my social media channels on Instagram and X at Josh Guindon Poker. If we get to 1,000 subscribers before the start of the Prime Championship, we will also give away a separate $1,100 Prime Championship seat. So stay tuned as we take the sun run down to the Sunshine State as we battle in the $5,000 Best Bet Jacksonville Main Event Championship. Our goal is first place. We have our eyes set on that Mike Sexton Cup. Wish us luck. That's a wrap for session 7, Bank Rolex Challenge with a Twist. Let's go!